For the past 6 months, this tent has been out in the Florida sun, in rainstorms. I've walked on it. It's actually been on my boat, so it's been out on the water a few times. But mainly for 6 months, this has been totally 100% outside in the Florida sunshine. Now what I've done is I've opened it up for a few days, left it open, closed it for a few days. It's been out in rainstorms. I've put it away wet from the morning dew. And now it's finally been closed for about 2 weeks. We're gonna go ahead and open it up, and we're gonna see if there's any kind of mildew or damage or anything, maybe some water leaking in. Because even though this is on the boat, I've been using it for like a platform for like fishing or standing. So I've actually been walking on this with the dog. So there's been a lot of weight up there between me and the dog standing around on it. And it has not bent. It doesn't look like it's had any leaks. The gasket seems to be pretty good. So we'll go ahead and open this up here in a second, and we'll check to make sure there's no mildew on the tent. This is the only part of the tent that was left outside the gasket. Usually it's usually pretty easy to push in when you're closing it, but sometimes when you go to finally close it, it does kind of push out with the pressure. So as you can see, the rubber gasket, I mean, it's not the best, but we'll see in a little bit if it's been keeping the moisture and the water out. Hinges, everything's good, absolutely no rust. Sometimes you get some cheap, like Chinesium stainless steel hardware, and it rusts after a few months, but this has been outside in the sun, out on the water, and there's absolutely no rust on any of the stainless stuff on this tent. As you can see, nice and smooth. It's not warping in the sun. It's one solid tent, I can tell you that much. It does get so hot out in the sun. And as you can see right here, this is the little like elastic band that goes around to try to pull the tent in. So that'll make a little bit more sense whenever I open up the tent, if you don't know what this is. It shouldn't be sticking out, but like I said, sometimes things just get caught. And if you're putting this away by yourself, it's hard to close it and walk around and make sure the tent is pushed in on all the sides. But as you can see, like right here, the gasket's pushed out a little bit, but I don't think any moisture or anything's getting in through there. No rust. No rust on any of the bracketry. This is for the ladder on the side. There is some water stains right here, and that's where the water pools when it's level. So there will be water pooling up here because the center portion is lower than the outside railing. So go ahead and open this up. There's Goose, gonna check it out. So this is that elastic band I was talking about. It goes around the whole thing. When you're closing the tent, it just sucks the sides in. So you can actually come and pull that down there so it's out of the way. Do that on the other side. But as I'm looking, see if I can get this to focus. You can see moisture. This white stuff is probably just some kind of mildew. But it looks like only these corners over here seem to be where the moisture is. We'll go ahead and check the other side. If I lift this up, it's just like the other side. You got some mildew right in the same corners, but all the way down here, all the way down, it seems to be pretty clean. Check this corner here if I can. Yeah, so this whole front side, the sides seem to be okay, but it does look like there is moisture and water possibly getting in just on the front where the entry door is. All right, so I don't see any mildew on the inside of this. Let's go ahead and get on the inside, flip the mattress back. So let's see if there's moisture in here. Flip back the mattress. Flip back the little pad, and at the very, very bottom, there's this little felt liner right here. Might be a moisture barrier. And there is moisture inside this tent, all the way, yeah, all the way underneath it. Under the entire thing, it's just all moisture. And this thing's been closed, mind you, for a couple weeks now. And you're just trapping that moisture in. Even after 6 months, I'm really happy with this tent. For $1,000 plus shipping, I dare anybody go find a better quality tent for that price range. The aluminum frame, very strong, one of the strongest I've probably dealt with. Like I said, you can stand on this tent. It hasn't warped from the sun. It hasn't warped from standing on it or bent. There's no leaks anywhere around the roof seal from being on top of it. If it's on a trailer, you could probably even load firewood on top of it. It does come with a roof rack, so you can put a solar panel, bicycles, kayaks, whatever you want. But like I said, I'm very happy with this tent even after 6 months. The moisture that I did show you guys, you can easily get rid of that just by opening up the tent in the sun when you're not using it, letting all that moisture get out and closing it again. But just because it is aluminum, especially on the bottom, you are going to get that moisture at the bottom of the tent on the inside. And as you can see, that vapor barrier does work. There was no moisture in the mattress or that top pad, but when I lifted it up, on the bottom side is where that moisture was. So it's doing its job. A little bit of like mildew on the outside, but I don't think that's even going to stain it. I think I could probably just clean that off with a brush and some soap. But like I said, if you guys have any questions about this tent or buying it, I wouldn't hesitate. I love this tent. This is my second one. I have a different model, NaturNest, and like I said, same quality, really good tent, and you definitely cannot beat the price.